Hey guys, today I'm going to show you guys how to use the ZHIYUN CRANE-M2, ZHIYUN CRANE-M2 with Sony ZV-1, okay? So I've watched a lot of videos. Man, I swear it took me 2 hours. Even after watching those videos, they're just too fast and from the get-go. So I'm gonna try to simplify this and cover everything to make it easier to hook a camera up, because it was confusing, to tell you the truth. Alright, so from the box, this thing, there it is, it's gonna come locked, right? So this is actually the locking mechanism. So when you want to lock it, put in the bag, you want to end up like this. So I'll show you that. So what we want to do here is unlock it. That makes this turn, see? Loosen up the red. Okay. I mean, that gets us to go up, but it also unlocks it down here. So just kind of move this up, and that unlocks this. Okay, so we want to loosen up the red to unlock this. You'll hear the click at the bottom here. And this is where it locks too, see? It has a little slot there for the little nudge, and that locks it in place. See? So we want to unlock it, pull up, and then this unlocks, okay? There we go. And then we're going to raise this up right here. This red thing raises it up. I already have a setting here which I locked into place, so that's where I balanced it. So we're gonna lock this now. So this is where it was funny trying to follow this. I'm gonna put the tripod on so I can balance it. I already put the strap. Very tight hole there, very tight hole. All right, let me put this on. So I could stand it up. So once you unlock it, it's at this point, right? It kind of dangles. All right, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna lock it again in place, okay? So when it's locked, this red is locked. So this is the first thing you want to do, is loosen this red thing because it's locked here. Okay, loosen this up. This allows you to raise this up right there, and this loosens that up, see? Okay, so I'm gonna raise this motor here. Okay, so once you loosen this, you can raise this up and down. Okay, let me show you guys. All right, so once you got this loose right here, you're gonna loosen it and let it out. Okay, now we can adjust the setting here. And there's this little tab here where you can lock it into place. Okay, like that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is balance it. This is how it should be, okay? This motor with the red lock right here goes this way towards your back. So the motor goes in your back, and then now this is angled like this to mount your camera, okay? Now on the camera, I already mounted a bracket for the larger slot. That's for larger cameras, all right? For GoPros, point and shoots go here. You just look at the weight specs, but I'm doing it for the Sony, okay? So now we're gonna mount it. As you can see the mount, there's a release tab here and a lock mechanism here. So we're gonna slide it. Okay, so here's the back. Let me just put it this way so I can see it better. Put that in the front. And then we're gonna slide this on by pressing the release button, the silver button. Slide it. And then lock it in. We're gonna lock it with the black lock there, all right? So that's how it is. That's how it should look, okay? All right, so I'm gonna balance it now. And I told you my focus is this balance here, because if this isn't balanced right, that vortex mode will not work. Okay, and to balance this one, it's gonna be this lever here. You loosen this. Okay, you loosen this, and then you can raise it by pressing up on the bottom here. So that raises the camera. So you keep raising it until it's pointing upwards. So remember, unlock this, loosen it, and then push it down here until it's flat, facing the ceiling. This is where I focus the balance, because if it's not like this, the vortex won't work, okay? It'll fail. All right, so I got this balance straight up, so I'll lock it. Okay. Now I'm just gonna make it go forward. So what we want to do is use the mounting screw on the bracket to move the camera forward. So that way the weight is more forward, because if it goes backwards, it'll go all the way back. All right, so we'll do this. Mount it forward. Okay. And then I'm gonna loosen the one in the back here, the red. And I'm gonna adjust this guy here. Okay, so this back here, the red, this changes the left to right balance distribution, okay? So loosen this, slide it. It's too much left there. So we're gonna, right about there. Just a little more. Just a little more. Alright, got it now. Okay, that looks good. I'll lock it into place. And then there's a tab here where you can keep that setting, so in case you take it off, you can lock it in with that little tab, which is hard to use, and then it'll lock in place. All right. Okay, let me turn it on. There it is. I turned the power on, now it's centered. So I'm just gonna show you the Vortex, okay? And it won't fail. So how to get to Vortex? You click the M button, you get the lock next, and then you get the POV next. After this, you double click and you'll get the go mode, and then after the go mode, you double click again and you'll get the V. You see the camera now? It's on Vortex. Now it will fail and your gimbal will shut down. So to use the Vortex, you use the joystick, okay? So we're gonna do a 360 right here. See? No fail. Okay, you go left to right, okay? There we go. So you can shoot like that. Upside down. And it's not failing. So from this video, I just showed you all you need to do to balance it is the left and right, and make sure it's balanced pointing up. Okay. All right, so Vortex, no fail. Upside down, still working. All right. There we go. So to put it back into normal, double tap the trigger, okay? So put on PF and then double tap to put it back. Okay, there it is. So again, to get to that mode, your default is PF, click the M button, you get the lock, L, click it again, you get POV, and then from here, double click the M, you get the go mode, and then double click again, you get the Vortex mode. Okay, and then to release it back to normal without using the the joystick, you put it on PV on PF on the mode and then double tap the trigger. Okay, so that's one of the things I found out. So balance, make sure it's balanced up. And then to stow it and put in your backpack, we're gonna lock it up, okay? So there's the camera. And then what we do is we are going to, I already forget, huh? All right, so now we're gonna lock it up and store it in our backpack. All right, so the rear motor, this is the rear motor, okay? Where it says M2, it's facing me, it's facing behind me. So we're gonna tilt this camera back like before. This clicks against this mount. So what we want to do is release the red again, unloosen this, okay? And then we're gonna raise it up now so it has clearance to go over the top of the stock. And then there's a middle button there, right? We're gonna do this. This part's gonna lock into this little button there in the middle. So we want to make sure, raise it up to make sure this is loose. Alright, so we're going to loosen this up to unlock it. We lift the camera out. Remember, it was locked. Alright, so from the lock point secured, you can put it in your backpack. So to unlock it, you just do the reverse, okay?